So we're in the middle of the month, and I hope you're having a great summer. For many, it's vacation time. For some, it's a week in between a couple of vacation sessions, and some are just working. That's okay. We want to give you some value in this video that helps you have a great summer. So in this community, Your Path to Power, we want to point you on a path where you can expand your sense of power. And it's basically your sense of being free in life and knowing that you can accomplish what you want to accomplish. So power, freedom, clarity, certainty, all those words kind of go together. So if this video can help you have a summer of more power, certainty, clarity, and freedom, then I'm happy. Living a four-dimensional life is something we speak about a lot in our programs. If you don't have a four-dimensional approach to life, you're most likely having a two-dimensional approach. Your life map is around I'm working or I'm not working. It's a life where there is life at work and there is life outside of work. Nothing wrong with that, but if your brain is thinking in those two dimensions, I have my life in my job and I have my life outside of my job, you're likely to miss out on some power and freedom and clarity. We teach a four-dimensional approach to life. It's the simplest way I found to have not too many, but not too few areas to look in life. And I'm pretty sure you know by this time in this community, we call them body, being, balance, and business. Body is your physical health. Being is your inner world, your connection to yourself, what is important to you, your connection to your soul, if you want, your values, what's meaningful for you in your life, purpose, all of those wonderful questions and sometimes not so easy questions. So being is your inner world. Balance is your family life, husband, wife, partner, children if you have any, close friends. And business is your work life and your finances. Now, I've had many conversations over the past weeks with clients and participants in our programs around their summer and vacation coming up. And it's so great to speak to people who have a four-dimensional approach, because common conversations with people who don't look at life this way, which is not bad, but just to take an example is like, oh, it's so great because I don't have to work, I'm gonna just relax and be on vacation. It's like either or. And vacation is sometimes like an escape from work, full stop. Naturally, when I speak to people that I've been coaching or teaching in the programs, they have another kind of conversation. They go like, well, I'm not gonna work for the next 4 weeks. So I'm thinking, I have more space for body, being, and balance. So I've been thinking, how can I take care of my body and build my capacity in body this summer? And then they start sharing how they've been thinking of getting out on a run in the morning before the kids go up, or setting up life so they know they have time for exercise. And they often have brought up, I'm thinking in terms of being. Summer is a great time to connect to myself deeper. I'm looking for a way to be happy with how I find peace for myself. Moments of stillness, maybe some meditation. Reading books, stacking, meaning written reflections, we call them stacking in our tool. Time to reflect more or practice the written practice of stacking in the stacking tool. I wonder how I can set up that, and then I wonder what my family needs and how I could relate with my partner and my kids so we all have a great time. The map of the four domains is a useful map because it helps you to get clarity in those domains. A key question here is to ask yourself, what do I want? So whether your summer have started really well or you've been struggling, now is the time to stop and ask yourself, what do I actually want? And ask that question in all of the four domains. Let's start with being. For some people, the most difficult one. I spoke to a client last week, and she said that I know that if I have 90 minutes per day just for myself, with no demands from kids or my husband, I'm great the rest of the day. So I'm going to take 90 minutes per day for just me. And I said, Oh, that's fantastic. I know so many people who've set it up over the summer that they have an hour or two at some point during the day, every day, and the whole summer becomes different. Yeah, I spoke to my husband, she said, and he said, yeah, of course, you take whatever hour and a half or so in the morning, and I'll take the kids and just do everything, just take care of you. And it's great if you go running, he said, because you love that. So my husband really supports me in getting some free time just for myself, an hour and a half, 2 hours per day. That's a super example of looking into the domain of being and asking myself, well, what do I want? And not the childish, want. Now, what would I love if I could have it this summer? A couple of hours every day just for me, no demands of kids, no demands from husbands. No demands of cleaning up after breakfast and doing many things, just having my time for me, and maybe go running. Those 90 minutes or 2 hours per day can shift the whole day, the whole week, the whole summer. I would have other clients said through the years that I agreed with my husband that he would clean up after breakfast and make the house nice and tidy, and I'll just leave the house as soon as we had breakfast. And when I come home, he's happy, kids are happy, the house looked great, and then I joyfully join in for the rest of the day, but I had my space and my time. People say, I love to spend some more time in the morning reflecting and writing. I love to use the stacking tool in the app that I have access to for my written reflections. And they create a session every morning to just be with themselves, reflecting, writing, expanding the clarity, looking at values, long-term intentions, what would the fall be like, impacts the whole day. What do you want in the domain of being for yourself? And if you're not on vacation, you're at work, it's equally important to ask yourself, well, how do I want to fill my days with meaning for the next few weeks? How do I connect to myself in the midst of my work weeks and work days? Body. Some vacation time is not a time away from any physical activities. It's a great time to do a little bit extra there. To think through, oh, how can I make sure that I, move and exercise and fuel my body in ways I like every day? And just give it some thought, and it's fairly easy to set up. You're not tied up in work all day, so there is space to find ways to exercise or however you want to take better care of your body this summer. The question is, what do you want? Reflect on that for a while, make a commitment, and then build that into your activities over the days. And you will have more capacity, more power, and more freedom because you were true to yourself in the domain of body. Then, balance, family, close friends, and relationship. What I have noticed through the years from so many clients and customers is that they wake up, some after vacation, some during vacation, and realize the following. Oh my God, I haven't created space for myself. All these domains connect to each other. So if you're strong in being, you're already connecting to yourself and create space for yourself. But in the domain of family and balance, so many people notice that they give and give and give and give and give and give to everybody around them, that they experience not enough space for themselves. It's so great to be with your kids, your partner, your friends, your relatives, that you kind of forget that if you only notice everybody else's wishes and expectations and demands and forget to build in your own wishes and expectations for yourself, one can get a bit lost and spend many summer weeks serving everybody but yourself, waking up to, should I give myself a little more priority? So for some of you listening here, when you think in the domain of relationships, one relationship you have is the one with yourself. So what in your relationship to yourself would you like to give more priority to in the next few weeks? If you would make sure that you're taken care of, not only everybody else. What would you do more of, or what would you do less of? Maybe an evening when you don't go see friends, you just stay home by yourself. Maybe you invite friends that you love to see instead of just going with the flow of what everybody else is doing. So many things you can think of here. And the question at core is, what do I want for myself? So time to wrap up this video. I hope it was a useful reminder for you, or a useful introduction if you're not familiar with the 4 domains of life yet. The thing is, life is not only at work and outside of work. It is actually at core. We have a body, we're human beings, and we need to make sure we give it the attention it deserves. We live in relationship with others, and our closest family and friends impact us a lot. And if we are attentive and we make sure we take care of ourselves as well as others, we show appreciation, we express a love for people, we take care not only of others but also of ourselves, we get more freedom and power as we do it. Business, we parked in this conversation because it's mostly oriented around time off work. And then we have the domain of being. Moments of stillness, connection to your heart and soul, reflecting on what's valuable and meaningful and purposeful for you at a deeper level. And for that you need some time, you need some space. Just be with yourself. Reflect, maybe read, maybe meditate, maybe sit in stillness in nature, whatever you need to do to reconnect to yourself. And as you take better care of your body and your being, your family life will thrive more. The more you take care of your family life and your body, you're happier, so it's easier to relax and slip into deeper reflections about yourself. So all domains are interconnected. So have a great summer. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video or seminar.